Welcome to the Banter Beans podcast.
Where making sense of our nonsense is your job.
Wait, what do you mean nonsense?
I mean, you're doing great, bud.
Aw, thanks, man.
Don't mention it. Once a week, we bring a new topic for discussion.
We laugh.
I make Data cry.
What?
And we both have fun doing it.
Can we go back a second,
Without
please?
further ado, please enjoy the episode.
Data, as I'm aware of it, you've been attempting to fix your sleep schedule with mixed results. How's that going for you?
Absolutely mixed results. I
Absolutely.
cannot get a sleep schedule at all. If there's grandma or mom being awake, I have to be awake. Body says no when I try to sleep 8 hours, and it's like, no, you only get 2.
Time to bitch slap the body and reclaim your sleep.
Otherwise, both my family members are sick. I'm the only one who's not sick, I think.
For now. Dun dun dun.
Kind of weird right now.
Oh, well, best capitalize on my time with my buddy while I still have my buddy.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, we're gonna compromise your immune system staying up late tonight. Sorry, bud.
It's all good. I drink some coffee. What do you have in your coffee?
I have chocolate milk in my cold brew.
Nice simple stuffs.
That's it. Yeah, that's all I need. Get that 3-ingredient Hershey syrup, and I use a little bit of that just to take some of the bitterness out, and I use milk, and I just nurse it until I pass out anyway.
What is the use of coffee other than to make you happy?
Yeah. What have I been up to? I'm still on that learning to be a good salesman grind. I've began to stop recognizing myself for the hunger I feel for making sales and metrics. Data. I don't recognize myself anymore when I'm at work.
What do you mean?
I went from not giving a flying frick about my job, just trying to do the bare minimum, stepping in when asked, but otherwise being like, well, I don't care. Like there were days I spent entire days in VR chat. Yeah, I would occasionally do work, but like sometimes I could get away with doing virtually nothing. And now it's like I care about my job.
I mean, it is new. It's still new-ish.
It's new, and so far it's rewarding, and I feel like I'm actually doing something. It's like I'm not just collecting a paycheck anymore. I'm contributing. I feel dirty for it.
You're being an upstanding member of society. That's what you are.
I'm an insurance salesman. I'm not sure you can use that phrase in the same sentence.
Why not? You're helping people. Not many people can say that.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, grocery job, when I had that grocery job, I felt like it was great because I was helping thousands and thousands of people by doing stuff. You are helping people in a more interpersonally manner.
Yeah. I mean, I get thanked a lot more at this job. I think that helps.
Yay. Be proud of your work. Be proud that you're enjoying working.
I get just without revealing too many details on my job. I get plenty of people that are like, "Thank you so much for what you did. You saved me so much money." I saved one dude just yesterday like $1,600. Great, awesome. Wow. I felt good. They were happy. And then I get the occasional person. I could only laugh. I got a call. It was a transfer from another agent. I think she was like a contractor. She didn't sound like she was from my company per se. She was like wires that work with us.
Mm-hmm.
And she sounded so upset. I was like, "Hey, how you doing? My name is so-and-so. How can I help you?" She's like, "Oh, I'm so-and-so. I kind of work for you guys too. I have this guy and he's really mad and he's already using abusive language." And she was just crumbling on the phone. She's like, "I'm so sorry. He's talked to someone about his homeowner's policy, I think, and he won't work with me, and I can't work on homeowners." I'm like, "Okay, calm down. I've handled angry people before. Transfer him over." It was comedic. He sounded so grumpy. He was like, "I have a bone to pick with you." It's like, okay. It's like, "I was late paying my bill for one day, and you sent me a $15 late fee. That's unacceptable. Where's the forgiveness? Where's the compassion?" It's like, You don't need help with your homeowner's policy? No, I need you to fix my bill. I'm not paying this $15 bill. Freak you guys. I'm not paying it. And it's just, he went on a piss party, honestly. And I like barely got my usual lines out, my call set up. And I was just, the whole time, I just pulled up his billing account, found the late fee, and I deleted it. Because I do have that option to do for my members within reason, but it was his first late fee, so it was just like click, gone. And I just let him talk for about 5 minutes, like I'm doing, I can't stand it. I pay too much for my insurance. And I was like, yeah, just let it all out, bud. And he's like, so what are you gonna do? I was like, I'm gonna remove your late fee. He's like, good, because I'm not paying it. And I'm like, good, because we're not asking you to. He's like, good. I'm like, okay. And he hung up. It's just kind of like the girl before made it sound like he was so problematic. I don't know if I've already faced some of the worst of the worst when it comes to people, but I just started laughing so hard at my desk. I think I face planted, and some of my coworkers just gave me a look. It's like, some of the people that had ruined your day at my old job just make me laugh now. And it was so funny.
Well, when you put it the way you told it, then yeah, it's pretty funny, but sure a lot of people, if you're faced with any confrontation, it's just kind of scary.
Right. And he hung up first, so he automatically elected not to do a survey for me, so it just didn't matter. Mm-hmm. It didn't matter to me. I was like, I mean, I serviced our members. I gave them what they were looking for. I didn't break any rules. Yeah, it was a fine call. I don't care. It was whatever. I don't know, man. My morale is so much higher at this new job.
I'm glad. It's been a long time coming. And I hope for a long time going.
I hope so too. Mind you, I don't want to do phone calls forever. I'd like to eventually move to somewhere a little more social battery sustaining. But anyway, that's great. We've had interesting weeks. Sounds like you with your sleep schedule, me with my 9 to 5 grind. We're so boring when we're not playing video games.
I find myself boring when I play video games. Yeah, what are you talking about? Okay, hold on. You and I like books now, at least.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be boring. It's not boring. We can go into all the details, be excited about it. That's what makes it not boring. But no, you're right, I am boring.
Rallied and then crumbled in your own defenses. I still feel awkward when I'm reading certain passages of the book and things get spicy, and I'm just like, I wonder how inappropriate it is to read this, and I start flipping through pages like they're still at it. Okay, they finally finished.
You know what you should do? You should think about it like in literary sense, like in the English class. What did this mean to the characters? How does this improve the setting?
Oh my god.
But I've also been reading a lot more on my downtime when I'm not working.
Excellent.
However, I guess on the flip side, I have been working more.
That is true. I feel like reading is just good for the brain. It stimulates a side of your brain that helps with like critical thinking and speech, something that I've been lacking for a while. I spend it all dealing with people who don't know what the hell they want. It's excellent. I love it. So a little bit of game news that I wanted to share. I recently discovered this first one is not so much news as it is just me learning something about Helldivers that makes me want to play it all the more. I sent you a message hinting at it, but apparently rather than having like some near AI or like in Left 4 Dead, there was a program that literally just monitored your progress and made the game easier or more difficult depending on how you did. You know what I'm referring to?
I do not.
Left 4 Dead 2 was really interesting because it had a program in the game that literally just monitored your progress and reacted to it. It was like, oh, you're breezing through all the zombies, you're making too much progress. Let's throw 6 special infected at you all at once and see how well you hold up. Oh, the 6 special infected killed most of your team. All right, you only see 1 or 2 more until you can find your friends. like that kind of thing. And that was also used in Back for Blood. The exact term for it, I'm struggling with. Not a narrator, although narrator is really close. It's just a back end program. When it comes to Helldivers, they've got a guy. He changes what they have. He decides what kind of reinforcements the enemies have and how they'll react, what missions are available on the planet. And he's constantly trying to balance the game. And beyond that, he has the ability to drop into the games of any active Helldivers and just mess with people. He's done everything from just spawning a bunch of Bile Titans to dropping tanks, friendly tanks, for the Helldivers to use when things looked hopeless. He's just having a ball being a god in a game that him and his team created.
So while we, as players, are playing a first-person shooter, he is playing an RTS with us.
He is literally a game master juggling thousands of live sessions. He is the ultimate DM. Some people have pointed out that the way that it's being run is just macro D&D. He's both the game master and the big bad, and that is mind-blowing for me. As someone who loves D&D, just thinking of it that way, it makes me want to play the game so much more. And it's amazing. I think I told you recently there was news that the Helldivers have managed to clear the galaxy, and then just overnight, planet after planet fell, and the enemies are just ridiculous. I've seen clips of like so many gunships just bearing down on teams, an impossible amount of assault ships and just laser fire. And it's hilarious. And the community, this is the first live service game I've seen that is not a soul-sucking grind of an experience. The community feels seen. The community is just a buzz with praise. It's great. I almost felt bad when they cleared the whole galaxy, because I was like, well, then I'm going to get this PC, and what am I going to do? And then it just started right up. I have never been so eager to fight for democracy, Data, and when I get into that fight, I need you to come with me.
Oh, okay. I will be playing against the Ultra DM RTS Master.
Yes, it'll be amazing. In other news, a couple games coming out this month that hit my radar. One of which I mentioned to you was A Sucker for Love, an Eldritch horror dating simulation, which is, I think, on its second or third iteration. It's the second or third episode, featuring a new Eldritch horror to woo and to romance, while you slowly lose your mind and deal with the decay of reality around you, as wooing this Eldritch horror means that they're waking up dreaming of you and your kind. It is a horror game. Do not get me wrong. While you are wooing this Eldritch goddess, you are going crazy and you are seeing horrible crap and you are experiencing horrible crap. But it's all worth it if you get that smooch, which is just the core game mechanic, is how close you get to the smooch.
Roxanne, please.
It's stupid. It's funny. I've seen some gameplay of the first episode from many streamers and YouTubers. It's just a lot of fun if you like dating sims with a twist.
Horror dating sims.
Yes, horror dating sims.
Well, they did a really good job at putting out a trailer, a very almost old school anime art. The way they move, I praise them for that, but at the same, like, it was interesting. I was like, I can probably forgo the horror, or I can probably pummel through the horror and try to play it, but then I saw it and I was like, don't let the visuals fool you. It's definitely a love of labor.
I believe it. There is, from the first two episodes of the game, there are moments where you get a glimpse through the insanity that you're being shrouded in while you pursue the love, and the walls are just covered in blood. You're a gory mess. There's a horrifying realization of what reality really looks like while you're being shielded from it by your dying mind. And it's those moments that I'm pretty sure would make you uninstall the game instantly.
Yeah, and if you happen to live in Sacramento, well, it hits right home.
God, I don't want to know about the walls in Sacramento. And then finally, there's one other game coming out this month that is on my radar that I wanted to mention. Gestalt Steam and Cinder is coming out March 21st. This game has been on my radar for over a year now because it is being spearheaded by a team. One of that team is Jesse Cox, one of my favorite YouTubers. Actually, the guy who got me into YouTube, honestly.
It's that guy that you said in that one episode where we love to play games. What sparked your game?
I will keep mentioning Jesse until one day he notices me and tells me to stop mentioning him. Because, yeah. But, yeah, the game is of great interest to me because it is a Metroidvania-style 2D platformer, which is just Metroidvania in a nutshell. You play as a gunslinger in kind of a steampunkish environment. You explore, you find your weapons and power-ups, and you just otherwise become a badass as you fight through the tale of the story. I've been avoiding spoilers of it personally, but it looks really promising just from the gameplay trailer on Steam. Again, that's Gestalt, Steam, and Cinder. And I will definitely be picking that up later this month as soon as it releases.
That's cool.
Any games on your radar?
Oh, well, actually, no, I won't discuss that because I already kind of put that out there on my own channel.
I mean, yeah, save some content for yourself, bud. You can't waste it all here.
No, I mean, like, it's still news because it's updates to the game, but it's the game that I literally just put a video out today talking about the update.
Understood.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's an adorable game, and I've yet to get into it myself, but I love what I've seen of your playing through it on the live stream and the clip you sent me this morning.
Ah, yes, the unreleased clip that'll release tomorrow.
Yeah, so I'll avoid saying anything. Well, I mean, it'll come out, but it was uncanny, the timing and what I had sent you first.
Yeah, well, by the time that we put this podcast out, it'll be released because it's literally tomorrow.
Yeah, okay. Exploding Kittens. Exploding Kittens was the topic this morning, and it was further evidence that we share a brain cell.
Yeah, not to be confused with the one game that we played once in the VR chat.
Oh yeah, we did play Exploding Kittens in VR chat that one time. Man, that game will upset me so much. It was so jank to do. It was also on desktop, which doesn't help. So we've got some small talk, we've got some gaming news, and now I just want to go right off the deep end. How's that sound, buddy?
I'm scared.
We're only going to talk about some old conspiracy theories, one of which was debunked a while ago, but you haven't heard of it. So I'm so eager to share in its hilarity and nonsense.
Oh, we haven't gotten to the main portion of the podcast yet. I'm so sorry.
Not the main. This is just something fun, something extra.
Okay, hit me. Actually, don't hit me.
I asked you before, but for the sake of everyone who might be listening, have you ever heard of the Aladdin Clause?
I have not, and that sounds like Santa Claus on a magical flying carpet, singing a whole new world.
Not quite. Booming around the internet a number of years ago, there was what is admittedly understood to be a falsified set of instructions for anyone playing as Aladdin in Disney World. And it's, oh my God, it was created to be a satire of how crazy it is to work for Disney and to work as one of their method actors that walk around the park and are not allowed to break character. They have so many rules they have to abide by. And if they don't, they misrepresent the brand and Disney cans them, and it's a whole thing. But the interesting thing about this is I wanted to read you a little bit of the Aladdin Clause, and then I have some other not Disney related things that are just crazy and out in the world, and I thought would be fun to share. Because honestly, having you freaked out in reaction is probably a guilty pleasure.
I don't know how to feel about that.
So what I'm about to read you is from the original copy pasta of the Aladdin's do's and don'ts from Walt Disney World. I reiterate, this has been proven false, but it went around the internet long enough to fool a lot of people. And when I first read it, it was endlessly entertaining. Here's some of the character rules. I'll start with the costume. Here's some of the details of the costume. You'll be assigned the following items as per your costume: tiny red hat, purple vest, tan shirt, white pants. All of these clothes are very filthy because Aladdin is homeless. Disney costumers have worked hard to cover the clothing with foul-smelling street grime, and you will be held responsible should you clean your outfit in any way. Please return the costume as dirty or dirtier than when you received it.
What the heck?
That's just the start, man. That's just the start. That's not even the craziest stuff. Some character rules. Some character rules that this involves. If a park guest is eating food, Aladdin must always try to steal it from them. Which is not totally out of character from the movie, but it's like kind of all right.
I'm mixing him and Abu together.
Right?
I just imagine like a monkey version of Aladdin going, "Oh, give me that food."
Here's one. This is just method acting, so it's not too bad. In Aladdin's mind, all of Disney World is a magical illusion the genie created and trapped him in. Which is just kind of like, okay, that's just the method acting that you should go for if anyone tries to make you break character. Here's one. Aladdin should never say, "I want to eat my delicious monkey Abu." Even though Aladdin is always extremely hungry, he would never eat his friend. A very odd and specific distinction, and one that should not be considered more. Here's a weird rule. Aladdin once rode on Space Mountain and thought he'd been teleported to hell. How is that a character rule? What is that?
Maybe his experience was kind of weird with the patrons.
This last one, before I get to the off-the-rocker crap, Aladdin doesn't really want to visit Mecca, but feels obligated to go someday. Why the religion inclusion there? Why? And here's where it really goes off the rocker and why it was stayed relevant on the internet for as long as it did. I'm surprised you never heard of this. This is from the park safety section. Although we want every Disney guest. Go ahead.
What year?
What year?
Yeah, what year did this start making rounds?
I first learned about this when I was working at Walmart's, and no, I learned about it just before, so maybe a year before. So 2015 sounds about right.
That's when I started not being on the internet as I used to.
You literally dodged this.
I'm stuck in anime land. There. Go ahead.
Right. So the park safety. Although we want every Disney guest to have fun, our number one priority is safety. Because of this, Aladdin will never, under any circumstances, kill a park guest unless it is absolutely necessary to save the lives of a greater number of park guests. This is referred to as the Aladdin's exception.
Oh, Aladdin. Okay, there, bud.
And then just as a closing statement for the rules for Aladdin's character, remember to have fun. Working at Walt Disney World isn't just another job. It's your opportunity to be part of an amazing experience that brings you joy to millions of people. Your fellow cast members aren't just coworkers, they're your family, except not related by blood. So it's allowed and great to have sex with them and make plenty of babies. Disney will keep all of the babies you create with your fellow princes and princesses so we can train them to become the mute animal men that silently lumber around the Magic Kingdom. Your children will never speak. That's our promise to every employee.
I'm highly doubt. Okay, no. Who would have thought this was real?
I think at the time, rumors about Disney being absolutely insane were fairly common on the internet, and this is just one of those like fire, just another fire on the overall bonfire that was Disney's insane. It was just hilarious. If that wasn't a sign that this is made up and was never a part of Disney's official guidelines and rule book, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, no. It was highly not believable already to me in the early on.
But it was entertaining.
It was. I knew that spawned from me playing in Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, that's right. That's what reminded me of it. Watching Aladdin cut the crap out of the Heartless.
Yeah, and spinning around them like some crazy maniac.
Oh, that was goofy.
Well, that was goofy too, but no, Aladdin is just in full sprint, like almost Naruto mode, but with a scimitar.
Oh no, I remember. Yeah, he just freaking just runs circles so fast around them, like Sonic speed. Goofy's the one that spins like a top.
Yeah.
Between the two of them, you can get a couple of tornadoes going. So the Aladdin exception, the Aladdin Clause, as entertaining it was, not super believable, but it's just one of those internet conspiracy theories that, you know, occasionally make you stop and go, man, that was interesting. That's crazy.
You know who's a big Disney buff though?
I actually don't know the answer to this. Who?
My grandma. I am literally staring at Disney stuffed animals in my room.
Oh, that's right. I think you mentioned a certain someone was actually named after a Disney character.
Yes, and yeah, no, my name isn't Goofy. I'm kidding, it's not. So maybe I can show her the Aladdin Clause.
Oh, that'd be funny. I can. Here, I'll send you copies of it.
I'm gonna have my mom read it to my grandma. See how she feels. They both feel.
Oh, by all means, let me know how that goes. Especially that last part. If your grandma faints, I'm very interested to hear about that. Your children will never speak. That's our promise to every employee. That's so dark. Oh my god. All right. So let's just talk about some general hilarious conspiracy theories that have popped up over the years. Ada, can you think of any off the top of your head?
I am not one for conspiracies, so I can't think of anything.
Really, none?
No, none. Oh,
yeah.
I know. So this, I don't think this is a conspiracy or anything, but so my grandma watches a lot of TV, and on that TV there is a lot of history, right? So ancient Egypt, ancient Greece, stuff like that. She's also watching stuff where it is about aliens. As I stay here over the years, the two are combining. They are connecting history with aliens. Our ancestors and our government speak to the aliens and vice versa. So what really popped off though in my head as I hear this, as I'm eating or cooking, the government, as you know, has made the Intergalactic Space Force, I think. You heard about this.
And I'm well aware. Space Force is a branch of the military, an offshoot from the Air Force.
Yes.
I'm very well aware.
Yes. However, that's not the whole thing. The government, at least from the TV shows I've been hearing from, has been denying, you know, civilians, even people in the military who have seen anomalies and stuff that's been captured on camera, monitors, radars, stuff like that. They have been denying that this is not alien related. And then in the recent year or two, the government said, okay, we are going to investigate in these, they don't call them UFOs anymore, unidentified something. I forgot what it's called. The Pentagon has been releasing UFO records of just stuff that's been collected over the years, ever since recording has been a thing. And now they are investigating. They are basically acknowledging that there is something. That is the gist of what I got from what I heard on TV. This is stuff like National Geographic, and I don't know what else is there.
Something just tickle the brain and be like, we haven't forgotten that aliens used to be hot. not in the sexual way, but like the topic used to be very popular.
Mine instantly went to visual novels, dating sims, and anime.
That's why I made the distinction.
So I don't know. What do you think about that? This can be very highly tested.
I mean, at least it would be interesting. Give us something else to contemplate other than just the fact that the planet is dying.
What? The planet's dying? I'm kidding.
No, like aliens being real would be an interesting can of worms to have to unravel. Because I feel like that would mean that there's an entire advanced civilization that has watched us just make a fool of ourselves.
Yeah. But in the case of these, I guess, reports or documentation, the government has been actively talking to aliens, or making contact at least. They would hover over important landmarks, over the White House or the Pentagon. Yeah, strange lights, man.
Strange lights. It would definitely. I don't know. I'm not sure I fully know how I would feel about that. Like, why specifically the U.S.? Like, what made us the country to make contact with, or are they making contact with all the countries and they're just like shopping around for conversation?
Shopping. No, all of it. Sorry, I was just talking about our government releasing the information. But remember when I was talking about how they've been tying history and alien contact?
Oh yeah, like when I was younger, there was a popular theory, not substantiated at all, that ancient Egypt worshipped some form of alien or had some sort of alien contact or assistance, because some historians believe that it wasn't possible for the Egyptians to have erected those pyramids to be so perfectly spaced and built without some sort of intervention. Never mind the fact that they were using slave labor. It was just horrific, but they were like, well, what if they had help? Like either people or beings capable of telling them what to do and how to move the blocks around, or directly assisting in the creation.
Yeah. Chariot on fire in the sky. Let's connect that.
Yeah, that's one thing we could look at.
The mosque, when it moved, what was it, the mosque? I don't know. It was just really tall. I forgot what, but they moved it from one place to another way back in the day. No, lo and behold, there's just lights and people sighting things like that over the floating over the thing. I say this, and it sounds like I'm like really interested in it, but I'm like, well, I guess that's happening. If we do, I want to say hi.
Right.
Maybe they're into anime.
Maybe. I want to ask them how far their technology has gone, what it allows them to do. I'd just love to find that out. They probably got virtual reality for days, man.
Yeah. Just full dive. What if the aliens are actually using full dive VR to control some of us? What if we are the VR program? Like Avatar.
I mean, that'd be really freaking cool to experience, though. Especially since, unlike with our current VR setup, we get to experience taste, smell, touch, you know?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. I don't know about the avatars themselves, the big blue cat people. I'm not kind of down for that, but maybe something else.
There are a lot of people would be interested in that. Well, unless, do you like your twisted braid having a little feely, touchy thing at the end, connecting with other things?
That always eked me out a little bit, I'll be honest.
An organic USB port.
Jesus. Little tendrils touching and reaching out and stuff. I'm like, is that does he feel that? Like, is he the one making the move, or is that just, it looks like you've always got parasites coming out of your hair. It's gross, man.
Yeah. Well, he definitely feels it. It's just, I don't think he can control it.
Jesus, it's wild.
Kind of like how we can't control how our heart beats unless you're a monk who has trained on how to stop your heart.
That's wild in its own regard.
Right.
But let's talk about some other insane theories. On the note of the alien stuff, have you ever heard the theory that we are all living in the Matrix? Because apparently people were never quite over the movie.
Huh.
The idea that we're all living in a simulation.
I've been thinking about the Matrix, I'd say actually kind of regularly, surprisingly enough.
Have you ever heard of someone referring to repeated coincidences or crazy happenings around you as being a glitch in the Matrix?
I mean, I've heard that in the movie, but I personally say deja vu.
Fair. But I've actually heard it in my part of Texas. People have said that before, like unironically. And the idea that we're all living in a very realistic simulation is just kind of like, that's silly. And even if it was, it wouldn't really make a difference to me, because this is my reality. That's just how I feel about it.
Yeah, you could say that for a while I was considering that VR, virtual reality, is my reality. That's where I live, breathe, sometimes even eat.
Sleep too?
Not as much. Not as much as people think.
I'd still have a picture somewhere that I need to dredge up of me, like, shoving a coffee mug in your hand and a cookie in your mouth and taking a selfie.
I only did that like twice, 3 times.
And every time I found you and took advantage.
Oh gosh, my body.
I left messages. I put you in funny poses. I made fun. It was good. It was
Oh
great.
yeah, I forgot you could pose my body.
Yep. Doing that on desktop, by the way, is a very large test of patience. I don't think I told you that. But that was difficult. Here's a conspiracy theory that I don't know that would just make you go like, why? The moon isn't real. Some people believe that the moon is simply a projection in the sky. It is a theory that is very popular with flat earthers.
It's the moon is disappearing beyond the world boundary. You need to fix that bug.
Some people believe that's just someone playing a projection in the sky to continue the lies. I don't know what lies, probably many.
It's just cheese. Cheese projected into the sky.
Eventually falling back down.
Little chunks of cheese. Those are meteorites. No wonder why they're so hard. What flavor do you think the moon would be if it was made out of cheese?
Given how long it's been in the sky, probably a blue cheese. Crack it open, it's filled with mold.
Oh, no. If it's full of mold, that means there's life on there.
Oh, reminds me of some of the world's most dangerous cheeses.
Cheese monster. Or should I say the cheese monster? Get it?
No. I do.
That was a good joke, wasn't it?
Moving on.
Moving on. Okay.
Here's a crazy one. The Earth has been sucked into a black hole. Like, past tense, we're in a black hole now, or have finished being in one. This originates the European Organization for Nuclear Research, or CERN, is at the heart of a lot of crazy conspiracy theories, including people who believe that when CERN discovered the Higgs boson in 2012, they inadvertently created a black hole and Earth was sucked into it. These people think that the world ended in 2012, but we haven't realized it yet.
Oh, so
how?
So what's that one anime we were watching?
Steins Gate?
Yeah, Steins Gate.
We need to finish that. Like, so many questions, so many unanswered questions. I want to learn more.
I do too, but please don't show me any more jellymen.
Oh, I forgot about the jellymen. Freaking see-through skin and the organs. Ugh.
Oh.
Not much better than the jelly bananas, I'll be honest.
Eat the jelly bananas.
You want to hear a real crazy one?
What?
There's a theory that Prince Charles is a vampire.
Why? Did he have sharp canines or something?
The theory is that the Prince of Wales is related to Vlad the Impaler or Count Dracula himself. The inspiration of Bram Stoker's Dracula and many royals in Charles' bloodline were known to have the disease porphyria, which is an iron deficiency that causes people to be sensitive to sunlight. Apparently, he may suffer from that, and that's just part of the overall theory. I guess that makes him a blood-sucking demon. Whatever.
Oh, he will be part of the fanfic, some sort.
Some sort. He probably already is in one, I'm honest.
The Prince Vampire.
not just that, like, the royalty from Europe are treated like celebrities are in America. Like full on. I never quite understood it.
Even in, I would say, well, I wouldn't say the current one, but you know how there's so many isekais? They're really, really obsessed with, like, almost European village and society.
I noticed that, like, just the medieval versions of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's the only acceptable isekai avenue when magic's involved. It's just like, why that? Like, I'd like to see something more original.
Well, it sounds nice. It's got its dangers. It's got its nice, vast, lush plains. It's
repeated plagues and war.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like a great vacation time period.
I swear, I've been trying to find things that are not isekai.
Been trying to find things that are not isekai?
Yeah.
I found a couple of animes in the simulcast that might be worth checking out. I'll share them with you.
Ooh. Well, and maybe not high school rom-coms again.
It's going to cut into my suggestions a little bit, I'll be honest.
I'm kidding. Go ahead, give it to me.
Absolutely. But later, what other crazy, silly theories have sprung up on the internet? Zombies, something that we've already heard before. The Loch Ness. Surely you've heard of the Loch Ness that lives in it lives in Scotland. Let's see. Bigfoot and the Abominable Snowman.
Okay.
Others. Queen Elizabeth I was a man. I missed that the first time I was scanning these theories. What the heck? Some believe that Queen Elizabeth I died as a child, and to prevent the end of the royal line, she was replaced with a young boy. This theory is said to explain why the ruler remained chaste throughout her reign. Well then, that's different.
Yeah, the Queen. Actually, I don't know too much about other, not royalty, but leaders.
There's the real dumb ones like 5Gs, bad for your health, or routers cause radiation. Here's another strange one. Amelia Earhart was eaten by crabs. Not your Earhart, sorry. You remember Amelia Earhart, right?
I do. The one who was in an airplane?
Yeah, she was a famous female pilot who decided she wanted to fly across the ocean, but disappeared somewhere around the Bermuda Triangle. Her disappearance has been shrouded in mystery ever since the aircraft disappeared in 1937. While it's widely believed she ran out of fuel and crashed into the ocean, some think she landed by mistake on a deserted island and was eventually eaten by 3-foot-long coconut crabs. I don't know why.
Why would they? Did they find remains or?
No, nobody knows what happened to Amelia. That's part of the mystery. It's just a theory. Is she made it to what she thought was land of civilization, landed maybe to rest, and stranded, was eaten by coconut crabs. It's just a wild leap in logic.
Sounds terrible. I would love to think that she got isekai'd.
Just flew through the Bermuda Triangle on the wrong day of some solstice or something and ended up in another world.
Yeah.
I would honestly be shocked if there were no theories about that or fan fictions.
And you know, a lot of isekai, like Americans are eating it all up, right? Because they really like it. But
I think we all just want to escape from our reality.
Yeah, there's that. And when I was reading a book, this is like a book published in 2015 or something. It was like, what all those websites with those unoriginal isekai, there's just too much. There's a point I was going to bring up, but I don't know. Rather than isekai though, I would rather have like someone who's just from that time, you know.
Oh, a reverse isekai?
No, not a reverse isekai, just like this is how it is. No one has jumped into a different world. It's just this is the world, you know.
Oh,
like literally just fantasy.
Oh, I've got some of those too. Yeah. So, but no, I see your point. Like isekai is starting to become old hat, which is unfortunate.
It has been old hat for me.
And some people burn out faster than others. Many would argue that they need to stop with the isekai angle. I think it's part of why I'm loving some Korean manhwas, because they're really into not so much isekai so much as the world coming to an end because of invading gates and monster legions, and then people gaining the ability to fight them, being called players or hunters or other stuff. It's like our modern world, but like being forced to adapt to magic and monsters. Pretty fun.
Yeah, it seems fun. It's just I'm kind of tired of the OP stuff.
That's fair too.
This giant monster that's destroying cities, and then just a flick of a wrist, bam, destroys. All right, now what's next? It's like, yay! I'm glad that he's doing something nice for the people, but at the same. Anyways, back to some conspiracy theories. Do you think that they're making a lot of isekai because of a conspiracy?
Isekai are real, and they're trying to educate people about the fun times you can have with rampaging trucks. It's all just an educational video of what to do if you find yourself in another world.
Yeah. Never mind that you'll just randomly be granted OP skills. Unless
you're in Konosuba, in which case, good luck.
Actually, there were two. Not just Konosuba, but also ReZero.
Oh, that's right. He got cursed rather than getting anything helpful.
Yeah, I've only watched like 3 episodes though, so.
I saw the first season, and then the next season felt like a jarring shift in pace and tone, and I wasn't able to continue. So, but it was,
I just remembered something when I was a kid. There is this, I wouldn't say conspiracy theory, but it was like a scandal.
Oh.
Of the Clintons, like seeing Bill Clinton crawling through a grassy field naked towards Hillary Clinton.
The hell?
Yeah, I don't know why I remember that, but I think my parents were laughing.
God, that just sort of sounds like someone was caught during an intimate moment.
Maybe. Just imagine like anime walking around like a spider, but it's just Bill Clinton.
Specifically Bill Clinton. Is that just from the time?
Huh?
Oh my god. I don't know. The specifically Bill Clinton thing is starting to get me. That's just silly. Have you ever heard of the theory that Walt Disney decided to go on ice, get cryogenically frozen, and wait for a cure for his disease to be discovered?
Huh. We don't have any working cryo things, do we?
Actually, I'm fairly certain there are cryogenic companies.
Oh, well, I mean, I know that we have viruses. That's how we got COVID, was virused from melting ice caps just suddenly coming into the ocean, going into our water supplies.
Well, right, but I'm speaking about straight up cryogenics. People paying a lot of money to be put into a giant freaking test tube and frozen solid for an X amount of years until, in most cases, a discovery how to safely unfreeze them is found.
Oh, so they don't know they can freeze, but they don't know how to unfreeze.
Well, there are problems with freezing blood. Often, once the temperature gets there, your vessels will just get very brittle, and the frozen blood will spear them. You start bleeding out internally if you're defrosted incorrectly.
Oh, okay. If I was cryogenically frozen, I would strike a pose and smile. Hopefully whoever finds me will laugh. Pancakes are actually frozen acid blocks cut into circles and painted in light brown, orange brown.
What?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I googled it. Here's a cryogenics lab, the Cryogene, with information about their 60 years of combined experience, 24/7 customer service, world-class talent. And it's all about how you too can be put in a vat of basically, you're put in a freezer. They're putting you in a giant freezer, and you're going to sit there until they can take you out of the freezer, however long into the future that is.
I'm hoping that, like, whoever does get cryogenically frozen wakes up to a wonderful future. Because right now, I'm not sure. I mean, granted, I am grateful that there are a lot of nice stuff out there, but I don't know. Talking with you and you telling me about random strange things and me realizing stuff on YouTube is it's making me sad for humanity.
I've been sad for humanity for years. That's why I only focus on my humanity.
I was sheltered. I'm not kidding, actually.
I believe you, unfortunately.
Cats are genetically mutated humans who will one day turn back to humans and turn us to cats, and we will be pets.
Oh my god, there's a Netflix series called Love, Death, and Robots. Like the first episode. The first episode involves how humanity killed itself by genetically engineering cats to have opposable thumbs. Once cats can open their own tuna cans, they decided humans needed to go.
Oh no.
It's so funny. The grand reveal of the cat talking suddenly and being like, oh yeah, we had to murder all the humans. It's so great.
And
yeah, that's I am out. I am out of conspiracy theories that I think are fun and crazy enough to share safely. I don't want to get into any of the political stuff, man. That's a different can of worms.
I'm just gonna read out this. I don't think this is gonna go into the recording, but this is just dumb.
I don't look up conspiracy theories because I'm naturally suspicious of the world. I look them up because they make me laugh.
Yeah.
Buddy, I think I'm bantered out.
Sorry.
You got anything left?
I think I'm bantered out too, but I will say this last one.
Go on.
North Korea is using Pokemon Go to spy on the US.
That would... I don't know. Don't know how to feel about that. Would that be a massive success or a massive flop at this point?
Besides Japan made Pokemon, not North Korea.
I know. This is so funny.
So, what did you think? Do you have fun conspiracy theories? Share them in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, see ya.